What? Whoa. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Paul Scheer and Rob. Where are you?
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, I'm at the fireplace store. My dad's fireplace store.
Oh,
My dad has
wow.
a business. My dad has a business that I just took over for him. He's retiring from the fireplace game. So you got
Right.
to come on down to Hubel's Hearth, and we have a wide variety of fireplace and fireplace accessories. We got this is called the American Standard fireplace, but
Right.
if you look around the showroom, I can't, for the privacy of other shoppers, I can't pan around the room, but
I appreciate
we
that.
have about 1,700 different styles and of
Of
fireplaces. So,
fireplaces? 1700?
Paul, how are you on fireplaces?
I
Like,
mean,
who do you shop with? You haven't been to Hubel's Hearth.
I haven't been to Hubel's Hearth. You're right. I actually have been doing my business uh elsewhere. I
Oh,
didn't want to
God. You're like
I,
one of my oldest friends, and you don't, if you're ever in the market for a new fireplace, when's the last
I
time you bought a fireplace? Let me ask you that. Certainly you haven't
well,
upgraded recently.
I never really bought a fireplace because, it's not like you just buy them. I mean, like you'd have to install a chimney and things like that, right? I mean, right?
Oh God. We've never talked about this. Paul,
No. Wait, what do you mean?
look, you wanted the best, you got the best. Come down to Hubel's Hearth, I'll get you a deal. We'll put in a whole new chimney, not just the fireplace, okay? When you buy a toilet, you don't just put in the toilet, do you? You rip out all the shit plumbing and you put in new plumbing.
No, that's not actually how it goes.
That's what
I
we
know.
do. We
Okay.
rip out the old chimney, put in a new one.
Well, but what if I didn't even have a chimney?
We'll put one up for you.
No, I don't want to do that.
How many chimneys do you have at your house?
I have three chimneys in my house. Now, I got
What?
those chim.
Three? That's
I have.
it?
That's it.
Good luck, man. Good luck in the wintertime.
All right, people are really calling me out for having only three. All right, this is all right. This
You,
is not what I come on here to do. I will say that I've done my chimney shopping at Wriggle's Wreaths and
not Rob
Fireplace.
Riggle.
Rob Riggle.
Rob Riggle
So
has Rob Riggle has well, what? What's the name of his store? Riggle's Wreath and what?
Fireplace. And okay, people are saying I'm embarrassing myself that I only have three,
Jared.
like three.
Jared.
Yeah, well, I
Jerry,
don't
it's Rob.
hire.
It's Rob Hubel.
What?
I need you to run down to Riggle's Wreath and Fireplace and see what they got going on. Report back. Okay, bye.
No, why would you have to go down there? Like
Um,
people are saying me
I
sample
didn't
lights,
know
more
that I had
options.
more competition in Los Angeles with other guys named Rob for sure, and certainly not friends of mine. Anyway, let's talk about something else.
Well,
Look,
when people say,
if
look,
you needed, if
I want to address one thing. First
yeah,
of all, it is, I think it is kind of extreme to have three chimneys. People making fun of me for this. Somebody right here saying, I bet you don't even have one in your linen closet. Of course, I don't have a chimney in my linen closet, because
I
it
guess
would make all my
uh,
linen incredibly
I don't
dirty.
know, man. In Hollywood, the more fireplaces. I mean, the chat knows. In Hollywood, the only sure sign of status is the number of fireplaces, and if you're rolling around with three at your house, people are going to drive by and be like, "What the fuck? Paul Scheer lives there?" From Black
Okay,
Monday, from How
people
Did
are
This
saying
Get Made, from
people.
Unspooled. What is he doing with his money? He's not investing it wisely. He's not investing it in
Okay,
fireplaces.
okay, no, fireplaces don't equal more cash. As a matter of fact, I believe that fireplaces can only be grandfathered in because
No, no, no,
uh
no, 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 no,
what?
no. You can add fireplaces at any time, and you can take away fireplaces. You can flip fireplaces. A lot of
No,
people
you can't flip
add
a
on a
fire.
fireplace. If it's not working out, they'll flip it. They'll sell it to somebody else.
Okay, well, you know what, Rob? This is a show not about fireplaces. This is Thursdays with Rob and Paul, where we bring
Absolutely.
out our
I'm Rob
special guest.
Hubel. This is Paul Scheer.
I'm Paul
Welcome to
Shear.
the show. The show is, if you're just tuning in, if you're in like, if you've been living under a rock the whole pandemic, you don't know what's going on. This is a show that Paul and I do every week. We have friends of ours come on, and it's sort of like a talk show, I guess, right? Would you call it a
Yeah,
talk show, Paul?
I would call it a chat show.
A chat show.
Chat
That's
show.
a chat show.
Because we're
Um,
having a conversation. We're having a conversation with each other. We're having a
mhm.
conversation with the guests. We're chatting.
God, I love it when you put it like that. really opened it up for me, because a lot of the times I'm like, what are we doing? But
Yeah, well, it's and by the way, again, I want to address the chat who is really coming after me. It's not it's not a scat show, but people also said that maybe it should be considered a fireside talk show. You
look,
know,
if we both had as many fireplaces as I do, we could do that. If you're rolling around with 3 fucking fireplaces, we can't do that, Paul. You got to
okay.
upgrade. You got to get at least 6 fireplaces in your
I'm
house.
not getting 6 fire. First of all, I have an
Oh,
issue. I have an issue with Hubel's Hearth, which is
it's not
you.
plural, it's Hubel's hearth, singular.
Oh,
I have like one hearth as like, it's like a hearth, like, where you hang the stockings,
yes,
and I don't sell hearths. Okay. We're not like
you
toilet
sell a
people.
hearth.
No, we don't even sell hearths, period. We sell fucking fireplaces
Okay,
and chimneys, Paul. If you ever drop by the shop,
this
you would know.
I'm not dropping by your shop because you you have a sign on the outside of your shop, true or false, that says if you wear a mask, no service.
True.
Yeah, that
That's
is,
true.
I'm not going in there. I'm not going. I feel like you're catering to the wrong crowd. Like
Well,
you're very, yeah.
you don't know what you're talking about, because these fireplaces are flying off the shelves.
I mean, you must be so hot right now.
It's I will say this, in Los Angeles, where we live and where we
Yeah,
broadcast from, it's been so hot. It certainly is the hottest it's
so
ever
hot.
been. And you would think in the summertime sales would go
Yeah,
down,
that's not happening. Yeah.
but it's counterintuitive. People plan ahead. Sales are going up, 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 up through the roof.
Well, I will tell you the one thing I learned in survival camp. Well, I actually didn't learn it in survival. I put my son. I put my son in survival Vanilla Ice in
Yeah,
survival camp. And he came home and he said, when it's hot out, you should start a fire because if you surround yourself by more heat, that actually cools your body.
that's
I
true.
don't know. He's doing his final
That's true.
project
It's
right
like when
now.
you get a sunburn, you're supposed to chug hot water. These are all true things.
All true things.
Um,
It's the snake gets the poison out.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah.
The point is, let me just say this, and then we'll stop talking about fireplaces, and we can get into the show. If again, if by some chance this is your first time watching the show, I'm sure it's very confusing and you don't know what's going on. We're going to get to the chatting
We're
part
gonna get
soon.
into the, yeah, this is more about the where we're at, and
Sometimes
yeah.
we have a little bit of business to take care of. Paul and I haven't seen each other in a little bit. Um, for the viewers, come on down to Hubel's Hearth. If you're in town, I'd love to see you. If
I'm
you're
a
not
told
in
you
town,
can't,
drop
don't
by anytime for our annual 99% off discount. If you mention
99% off your side.
99% off,
What? Okay, well,
we're giving
I know
away
your fireplaces are,
fireplaces for $1. $1. Come into the shop, no mask. You say, "God bless Trump." We'll
yeah,
give you a
that's the thing.
fireplace for
And you make
$1.
everybody do, you make them, you put it on the TikTok, your store's TikTok account. So there's like proof of you saying that. I just, I don't want to get behind your politics. I heard your ad on Matt Gates's podcast.
Oh yeah, he
And
brought up some emotional stuff. I was on his pod. He's a great guy, by the way.
great guy. I mean, obviously
Talking
that's
to
not in
him,
contention.
I was talking to him and Marjorie Taylor Greene on the pod, and we're just laughing, having a great time. I gave them a great deal on fireplaces. They
Yeah.
don't.
How
Matt's
many
down in
does
Florida.
Matt
Matt
have?
doesn't have a lot. He's down in Florida. Matty doesn't have a lot. So I gave
Yeah.
Matty some FPs, some fireplaces.
And he lives in the Truman Show house. So by putting a fireplace in, you actually are kind of devaluing the house.
Oh, wait, Matt Gates lives in the Truman Show house. Is that
Yeah,
true?
isn't that crazy? That is a true. Matt Gates lives in the
Wait, where
Truman
they
Show house.
shot? First of all, I didn't know they shot the Truman Show in Florida,
Well, I think this is the exterior of the house. I should
and
find
Matt
it out. Yeah.
Gates lives there
Yes. So
as a
like
ploy to get girls to come. Anyway,
okay, yeah,
he's a
like
great guy. He's a great
I
guy.
should, you know what? He grew up in the Truman Show house. That's where that's his
Oh,
home.
what a
His
fucking
home
all right.
is the Truman. And on the front porch, it has like a little sign that says like, like Truman happened here or something
What a
like that.
fucking loser. Oh, but anyway, but not on the podcast. He was great to me.
By the way, here
And
I got to, yeah,
yeah,
I just got to
yeah,
show
show
it
me.
because it is pretty amazing here. Hold
Okay,
on one second.
I
I'm gonna
gotta
pull
get
it
some
up.
more light on my face.
Okay, so
Let's
this
see
is
here.
this there it is. Um, the Truman House, Don and Vicky Gates, Matt
Oh,
and Aaron.
what a bunch of rapists.
Um, Okay, so there we go. Get that out of here. All right. By the way, we are on a new platform. We're just trying a different platform today. We're trying this Melon platform, so I may have a little bit of
Can the
there we go.
audience
Yeah.
can the audience see that? No, they can't tell, right?
They can't see the difference, but
Okay.
there might be some slow moving parts on my side. I'm
Oh,
going to try
let
my
me tell
best.
you something, Paul. It's not like you were ever the great at StreamYard.
Wow.
And
You know,
I'm
this
not
is I don't
trying to
need this
come
kind of
after you because
yeah.
God bless you. You do all the tech and you
Well,
bring
Molly
people on,
too.
and Molly does a better job. But
Okay. Wow.
you kind of flush the guests as soon as they start to like wrap up with their final
They're out.
story. They're like, let me tell you a funny story. When I was growing up,
Bam.
out of there.
Get out of there. Get out. You know, but look, we're not here to talk about fireplaces. We're
No.
here to talk about our great guests. We have great guests
If
today.
you
We have
do need a
yeah.
deal on fireplaces, come see
Oh
me
boy.
before you see Rob Riggle or Rob Corddry
I'm
or
going to tell
any.
you that Rob Riggle's wreaths, like I get there's more variety there for me. Like
Hmm?
I can get a wreath for Christmas, I can get an Easter wreath, I can get a
For
Halloween wreath.
Christmas. Fireplaces aren't just for Christmas, bro.
I
It's
well that's
July, and look at me. I'm fucking freezing because I got my AC cranked up because of the heat wave. The problem is, the hotter it gets in LA, the more I crank up my AC, the
no,
colder I get, the more I need my fireplace.
no, you're
So
actually
that's
canceling it out.
why
No,
the
just
sales
turn
are
down the
through
AC.
the roof.
Please just turn down the AC. Please turn it down.
Also, I would like to say there has been a lot of talk, and then we should start the show. There has been a lot of talk about, obviously my family was recently all burned to death in a fire, and
mm.
I had nothing to do with it. I
Well,
was
there's a
away
lot of
on.
talk that you invented this thing, and I want to be very honest and open with our audience. You invented something called the No Hearth Fireplace, which is basically just a pit of
It's a
fire in
campfire
the
in your house, yeah.
yes,
Campfire in your
and
house.
that seemed to be something that I said to you seemed very destructive.
You did say that. I remember that, and I said, "Well, let my family be the judge. They're going to demo it this weekend while I'm away on a ski vacation." So I went away. My family demoed it, and I'm sure you've seen it on YouTube. But
Yeah, I
regardless,
did. The fire was
I was not
enormous.
involved. I was not involved. I miss them. I miss them terribly. I will say I've been able to get a crap load of work done. So
Okay, look, I don't. That shouldn't be the upside. You just lost your family and your home.
I know I said I miss them. I'm just
Wow.
also saying, trying to
Wow.
be positive. Oh, sorry for trying to be positive, Paul, that I can get a lot of work done now.
Well, I'm just saying that like it didn't even seem like you were grieving for that long because I mean, what is it?
Oh,
Today is Thursday. I
yeah.
mean, that happened what on Sunday evening
Again,
or Monday
I
evening?
wasn't involved, so I got to read the police report. So yeah, probably
You
about like
weren't involved.
I didn't have
Wow.
anything to do with it. Is what legally is what I'm telling you.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
away on a
Now
water
it's sounding
ski.
very
I was on a water ski vacation, which I explained. So now I'm back.
oh, I thought you
Anyway,
were going on a skiing vacation. I didn't realize it was a water skiing vacation.
no,
Without your family?
it was a competitive water ski vacation. It was a singles water ski
All right, that doesn't
competition.
seem. The story is getting worse
I
and
wouldn't have
worse.
even brought it up, Paul. This
Why
goes back.
not?
This all is just. I've been trying to start the show for literally 24 minutes, and we can't even
Okay.
start because
Okay.
you're bringing up, the fireplace thing over and over and over.
Well, I won't bring it up. We have great guests today from Suicide Squad 2. We have Flula Borg, who plays Javelin. We have the great actress and comedian Janet Varney. You know her from her podcast, Voyage to the Stars, and You're the Worst. And
I know her from a little project we all did called Burning Love.
so good on that. She's amazing. Like,
She's
Janet
so
is
funny.
one of the greats. One of
And
the
Flula
greats.
also. I didn't comment because I thought you were going to keep going. These people are like my favorite guests.
Yeah, these are good,
Can I
good
say
guests.
something about the chat
Yeah,
real quick? And I've
yeah,
learned my lesson because I used to kind of go after the chat.
yeah.
It didn't work out. They were always, I would try to zing them and make fun of them and criticize them. They would come back at me and get me back with all these, anonymous zingers and stuff. So I could never win. But I don't like the way right when the show starts, if you start to
Mhm.
read the chat, people say, I'm here for Janet, or I'm here for Flula. They don't
Right,
say
right.
I'm here for Rob and Paul. If you've noticed,
I know. Well, I mean,
people
we
like
were
to
dealing with,
say
yeah.
I'm here for Janet. I'm here for Flula. Well, what about me and Paul?
Yeah, we do a lot here, and would love to have you, being there to support us, and not just
Right.
putting the T's in the chat. Don't put the
Oh
T's in
yeah.
the
Don't put
chat.
there for Carl Tart.
Carl Tart,
Uh,
oh
every
no, no,
time we
no.
mention Carl, the chat just fills up with T's
I
for
mean, people are
Tart.
here for meatball. Rob, I have to say, while you're talking about fireplaces, I have been, out in the world, dealing with people, and I just got back from a little family vacation. I had a little family
Mm,
vacation as well. That's why I couldn't do the show last week. And
must be
I will.
nice to not have a family that was burned up.
Well, now you're making me feel. Well, a second ago you
Must be
seemed to not
nice to
even.
not have a family burned
A
up in a
second
fire.
ago, a second ago, you seemed like you were fine with it. Now you're giving. Oh,
Sorry.
you
I'm just
really. Okay,
I'm just
all right.
having a hard
I just
time.
want to say that,
I'm
but that is
grieving.
just to prove you're grieving. It seems like you're getting drunk. That is just to prove to you once and for all that my wife is alive. I could not have taken a family vacation if my wife
Yeah,
wasn't.
are there any photos of your wife June next to a newspaper as we've asked for the past month?
I'm going to say this: on vacation, we just put our phones away. So I wish.
So you didn't take any pictures on vacation. That
Come
alone is
on.
suspicious.
What? What are you talking about? What are you
Paul,
talking about? We don't get on our. We don't live
look,
on our phones.
I've been very honest on the show so far about my wife and family getting burned up in a fire that I had nothing to do with. And I coincidentally do sell fireplaces for a great discount. Come on down to Hubel's Hearths anytime.
Do not come on down to Hubel's Hearth.
But you will not be honest with the viewers about your wife. Where is she? All we ask is for proof that
That
she's
she I
alive.
showed you those pictures of her with the
No,
newspaper.
that was Photoshop, Paul. It was like a picture of you guys from way back where you had more hair or a beard. And
More hair. You've known me pretty much as a bald. I guess maybe I shaved it down a little bit. By the
Paul,
way,
there were different. You look very different in those pictures, and the photo. The main thing, the giveaway, was the newspaper photo. Like
mhm,
a hostage will hold up a newspaper photo, and you can
yeah.
clearly see the headline. Yours was like just doctored,
I don't wanna get into it.
fake
I don't wanna get into it. I
newspaper.
don't wanna get into doctored, not doctored. I mean, no, who's a doctor here?
Well, I played several doctors on television shows.
Well, thank you for that subscription here in 1965. I'm gonna say this,
Wait,
we have
are you
our
thanking people for subscriptions?
yeah, people just, signed up to the channel. They like I guess they
Well,
like
we
this
should
fireplace talk.
thank
People are
people all the time. We should
Well,
just
that's
thank
one of the
people.
things that we just did was we are on this brand new platform, so we can actually start doing these things. This streaming service is actually a lot better. I'm always trying to upgrade and trying to
Okay.
find new ways in. So,
I'm all
this is
for it.
a yeah, so we're trying to get it all in here.
So
But
you
we
were
do
saying about your
yeah.
family vacation. You had a great time.
I had a great time with my family who is alive and
Yeah.
my wife who is out and about having so much fun,
Yeah.
not in a makeshift prison in the basement of my home, like some people have speculated.
the way
And
you
some,
the way you
what?
say this is so just the difference between the way I'm handling my family situation and the way you're handling yours is bizarre. I've been so
I
honest
just am saying
and
to anyone who's doing these dumb podcasts about where is June, she is not in a work camp in my basement, and there's no prison in our house. Come and inspect it. Just give me 24 hours notice so I can clean up a little bit, and you can come and look
what
whatever
do
you
you have
want.
to clean up?
Like the kids eat mac and cheese, or there's like
Okay.
Legos on the ground. So I want to make sure that you have a clear passage from the door to the basement so you can see that there's no bamboo cage down there.
Gosh.
That
It's
was, maybe.
so suspicious.
I don't want to even get into it because we do have our first guest here, and
Okay.
she is
Before
amazing.
you
Yeah.
bring her on, I
Mhm.
need to reposition myself. I'm going to go
Okay.
outside the store. The store has got ever since I announced the fire sale at Hubel's Hearth.
Yeah.
The store is packed and it's getting too crowded with customers. So I'm going to go out on the patio.
Wow, the people
So
are leaving the stream. All right, well, this is amazing. Well, our first guest, I was saying before she even came on, she's amazing. Not only do you know her from giant shows like The Legend of Korra and You're the Worst. From Rob and I, we worked together with her on Burning Love, Stan versus Evil. But she also has this amazing podcast that I happen to be a guest on, but I also was a fan of. It's a comedy improvised or I should say a comedy sci-fi show that's improvised called Voyage to the Stars. The brand new season just started. Please welcome the great, the talented, the super funny Janet Varney. Janet, how are you?
Hello. Wow.
hello.
I'm so happy to see you guys.
We are
it's great
excited to be
see
here.
you.
We're so happy to see you. I just went outside because my family is coming back to my hotel room and they're going to kick me out.
Oh, you want me to do anything? Speaking of families, Paul, I wanted to see if I could borrow your bamboo cage. Bad
We
time?
need to
Is this a bad
talk
time?
about this off air. But
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, yes, we can deal with it off air. You just text me
Okay.
and we'll be
And
yeah,
honey,
thank
how's
you.
June?
Again, so
where's
suspicious. Where's June is the question.
Where is June? I don't want these t-shirts that I see these
What am
people
I
out
missing?
in front
Am
of
I
my
missing?
house marching around with this sign. I barely can sleep at night.
By the way,
yelling.
have we made T-shirts that say "Where's June"?
I mean, it is.
If not, why not?
Start opening up a store. Janet, how are you doing in this time? I haven't seen you.
We saw each other over Zoom, I guess, when you did do Voyage to the Stars. You were the premier guest of season 3. Hubel, we're coming for you.
I was going to say, my schedule is wide open.
Okay,
it is one of the most fun shows to do. I feel like a lot of people attempt what you do and it never feels as alive and as funny as you guys are able to do it. Like you get like this, it is like incredibly loose and playful and fun, but the story actually makes sense and holds up, and it's
it does. That's great.
Is it Janet? Janet, give me the Janet, give me the deal. It's a sci-fi podcast?
Yeah, it's just I mean, listen, if you're familiar with Star Wars and Star Trek and the shenanigans that those guys get up to, yet we kill everyone, then that's essentially what happens. I don't think that was like a plan necessarily, but it turns out that we like annihilating planets and species on them, and people feel bad about it. I don't think anyone's like celebrating. But Colton Dunn might be celebrating a little bit. His character takes the win, even if it's genocide. But no, Paul was great, and but I think we do worry about that, and we're always so happy when guests come on and just enter the flow so quickly. But there was no question that you were going to do that. You two are both like two of my favorite improvisers of all time. So
well, back at you. I mean, I will say this: the one thing that I was really impressed with, everyone has set up some sort of, in our world, everyone has set up some sort of like recording functionality on some level. Colton created some sort of box, like his head is in like almost like Matt's headroom. Yeah, I saw it. I was like, wow, this is such an interesting, it's like you've created a little sound studio just for this part of your body. And it's kind of a genius idea.
You never know what other sounds the rest of your body is going to be making. So you have to be very careful to eliminate those by just
God bless my wife. My wife just
your wife.
She just brought me a margarita. We're at the Ojai Valley Inn, Janet. You should swing by.
I love you know what, I've never been to the Ojai Valley Inn, but I love Ojai. I have to say, not to get derailed, but that looks like it has a little orange in it. Am I sensing that there's maybe orange in it?
I don't know. She went to a restaurant and came back with this, and I'm all about it.
That's lovely.
We just went to Ojai this past weekend. We stayed at a house that we always stay at, my wife and I, who's not in a bamboo cage in my basement. And
it's just weird to the way you say it so casually that your wife is not in a bamboo cage. I mean, Janet, you hear it, right?
Why wouldn't you?
I hear it. I mean, I do know that Paul owns a bamboo cage. Obviously, I wanted to borrow it.
Yes, I have a bamboo cage, but that doesn't mean that I put my wife in it and then I keep that cage in the basement. And do I keep the cage in the basement? Yes, I do, but my wife isn't in it.
Right, but she goes. I mean, she's been known to go to the.
She'll clean it. Yeah, I clean it too.
What are you
I mean,
guys
it's also
cleaning?
like
Whatever.
when you want to do a
Yeah.
work sprint, maybe you'll go in the bamboo cage. That's when you kind
What's a
of cut off
work
all the stuff.
sprint?
Like a work sprint is like a moment where you kind of like say, all right, I'm going to clear up everything. Yeah, it's like this idea like where we all are going to do a work sprint. We all have 30 minutes to do whatever we say what we're going to do, and then we hold ourselves accountable. I think.
Wait, this is like family workspace. Like you
I'm
hold
just
yourself
saying, if June
accountable.
wanted to do a work
Yeah.
sprint, the cage is probably the best place for her to do it. The
So
bamboo
there's a little
cage.
wheel in there for her to run around.
Janet, to give it some backstory, Paul has become very dear friends with David Miscavige from Scientology, who
he is
sent his wife away.
wonderful.
Well, I don't know about
What
that.
a warm guy. What a
cool guy.
He sent his wife away to like one of those Scientology like prison camps, and for real, no one has seen this woman.
Work improvement camps. Get bettering yourself. Work a work sprint.
Now you see, this is what I need.
It's a work marathon. It's a work marathon.
Exactly.
All right. I mean, obviously, you guys have whatever. I'm in Ojai, where Scientology hasn't quite made its way up here yet. So
I don't believe that at all. I feel like there's at least one building there. There's at least one bookstore that you think is a new age philosophy bookstore.
Yeah.
That like just
there
stay in
could
there
be a
long
lot.
enough,
Actually, there could be a
like,
lot of Scientology here. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to say.
You don't know. Yeah. There's a lot of storefronts that look like, how can it sustain? And maybe it is Scientology. And that's, they own a lot of real estate here in Los Angeles County.
So much.
I will say this. And my wife and I, we get along great.
You have to say it
every now and then.
You have to say it like Paul. You have to say it like Borat. Say it like Borat.
My wife and I we get along great, but every now and then we might get into a little disagreement. And we had we were going out to dinner this weekend. My dad and his wife was in town. We had our kids and our dog. So at 7 p.m. at night to go to a restaurant in Ojai on a Saturday night with 6 people and a dog was going to limit our choices.
Why did you have to bring the dog?
Let's circle that real quick and just find out that at least.
The dog was brought because it was just a given. It was like, well, of course we have to bring the dog. And we're like, well, there's enough outdoor dining in this world of COVID. Like there's more outdoor dining choices. So it will be easy to bring the dog. It was harder than expected, but I had 3 places lined up. And when I told June, the first place had a 25-minute wait, she was like, "What? I thought you said we're gonna have dinner." I'm like, "I know, but like I can't. These places take reservations. It's a prime point." Yeah. So the second place that I had picked was this like Mexican restaurant that I heard really great things about, and I guess it just was not up to what June was expecting the Mexican restaurant to be, and so she was not very excited about being there, and I really doubled down on it. I was like, trust me, this place is really good. I've really heard good things about it. I had, and June was not believing me at all. And then she asked a question about the guacamole, and the guacamole they had there was not like fresh guacamole. And she made the person kind of explain how they make guacamole.
Now the whole thing about the bamboo cage, like I'm back on board with it now.
and so I will say that there was this moment where I was like, we can leave. She's like, no, I won't leave. But she says to the cashier, she's like, show him the guacamole. And the cashier like shows the bottle of guacamole, and she's like, well,
the bottle
it's kinda,
of guacamole.
well, she's like, we make it, we squeeze it in. It was not what we were expecting, but I was like, I promise you it's good. And long story short, it was good. But it was a good experience. But it was the most nerve-wracking I've ever been, because I really felt like I'd never eaten at this place. I doubled down on this place. The guacamole was suspect, and we all left. And I felt like, I don't know, in your relationships, when you have not a win, but like a moment like that where you feel like I didn't lead everybody astray. Like I felt like if I could have really ate it in that moment, and I'm still kind of on the high of.
Wait, so do you think that you did a good job? Because it sounds like you fucked up.
I haven't heard thing one about the dog's opinion about this restaurant.
Right, I don't know what, and the dog, I don't even know what happened with the dog.
Single whistle about how the dog felt.
Yeah.
The dog, well, the dog was happy. The dog got a container. They had a container to give the dog water. He was happy. He was fine. He doesn't, Mexican food not his choice. But we'll give him, we'll just give him fajitas, and he'll wrap them himself and everything like that. He likes that option. But no, I think it was that like I haven't had that like that kind of like pressurized couple moment because we haven't really gone out, and there's like I felt like there's a lot at stake in this moment. Did we pick the right restaurant? We haven't eaten out that much, and it was
especially with family in town. That's a whole
Yes.
other level of like you're making me look better.
Everyone's stressed. We're not
Man,
feeling great. About it.
We can get off Ojai after this, but I saw the same thing happen. I told my wife about it because I was so struck by it. This weird moment between this other couple yesterday at the, we're staying by by the kids pool back here, and it's like, they have a couple different pools at this hotel, but this one
you are legally 50 feet away, right?
Legally, I'm not allowed to go near any of the kids.
Good for you.
But they do a weird thing where they put like one of those ink packets in my pocket of my swimsuit, and it spreads ink around so the kids can see 50-yard. You can see a 50-yard radius. So
and if they try to steal you from a bank, also you will ink on them.
Yeah. But anyway, so I was swimming yesterday, and this dad had this big, huge beach ball, and he was throwing it with his daughter, and they were kind of doing this bit where they were like, kind of throwing it when the other guy wasn't looking and trying to hit each other in the face with it. And I just kind of clocked that. So then the dad got it and just chucked it at his wife, who was not looking. And she was holding a baby. And she was wearing sunglasses. And so he took this big fucking beach ball, pelted it at his wife, who was holding the baby and wearing sunglasses. It hits her in the face. And like, it was the kind of thing where immediately you're like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
And she was like, just in front of the whole pool, like dressed him down. Like was like, Mike, I'm wearing my fucking glasses. Like I'm holding the fucking baby. I was like,
please tell me she said the baby first, though. Please tell me she didn't.
She did not. She didn't. Good point. Good point. She didn't.
I don't know.
She was more worried about her sunglasses. But it was weird because it's the first time I've even been really around.
Baby. You can't get another pair of sunglasses.
That's true. But it's the first time I've been like out and around people, and in a huge pool. We're like far away, so I felt safe. But like, I just didn't need other couples' stress. It was like it was like stressing me out. Anyway,
I don't like public fighting. Like I don't
like it. I don't like it. Janet, you seem like a public fighter. You do. You come across that way. You got to go higher. You got to go higher on that one.
I'm trying to think if I've ever had a public fight. I'm not sure I have.
I don't like them.
I mean, maybe in grade school when like someone was like throwing rocks at me, and I got in this.
But in your relationships, though, like you in your relationship,
Julio down by this. Like, please go ahead. Please cover what I just did. Please cover the verbal turd that I just laid with a me and Julio down by the schoolyard reference. Not okay.
Wait, but I'm like, so like I think we all are agreeing that we all three of us then.
I will walk away. Yeah, I'll walk away from conflict in public.
Look, I'm not trying to admit that. I'm not trying to be like I have a relationship where we never fight. I just want to do it behind closed doors. I don't want to get into. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable next to me. I don't want to see it. I feel like let's.
Well, my problem is,
but also vanity. Like you don't want. I mean, that's not a good look for anybody ever. So even if you can worry about other people's feelings about it, but part of it is also like, I do not want to be memorable to that person as like the red-faced, like pursed lips, like like,
and also like your kids. You don't want your kids to like see their parents like in public yelling at each other. My problem is I have a little bit of a different problem than you guys. Is that usually like paparazzi are always following me. Like right now, I'm kind of hiding here at the Ojai Valley Inn. I don't like to say it over and over where I am because the paparazzi will show up. But when I go to a restaurant, there's always several paparazzi. And if I get into a fight with my wife, they're going to photograph it, put it on TMZ. You guys probably. It's kind of a different. If you get as famous as me, if you keep working in the business and you get to the level where I am, you might know what I'm talking about.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, that could happen.
Wait, now, Janet, there's a couple things I want to ask you about because I feel like we there's a lot to talk about. We have a game that we want to play with you in a little bit as well. But first of all, and foremost. Do you have a fireplace? And if so, how many?
I have a fireplace could not tell you the last time there was a fire in it. I'm gonna say,
big mistake.
ooh, it has been years, for sure, years. Like I don't. I'm not even. I don't know if the flue is open or shut. Like I've lived in the same house for 15 years, and I'm realizing right now the flue could be open. It could be shut. I don't know which. Like what is
Could
it?
there be
It's
things coming
longer
into
when
your
it's
house?
shut. I guess.
Yeah, you should shut it. You should shut it.
There of the little family of somebody. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I
Because
don't.
Rob
I
does
never
sell
crave
fireplaces.
fires.
I
I
saw-
saw you.
I saw
You were doing a real
fireplaces.
fireplace appearance.
Yeah, and
just
if you need one, get you one.
you sell fireplaces or
My
you?
father was in the fireplace game, and I just took over the family business, and so
Wow.
yeah. So in my fireplace store, Hubel's Hearth is open 24/7, 365
Yeah.
for your fireplace.
I've heard. I've seen the.
You've seen the commercials, probably.
I've
Yeah,
seen the cube is where the hearth is.
that's right.
Cube is where the hearth. Yeah,
That's right.
Everyone's so familiar with this, but
I didn't know what that. Yeah, I didn't know what it was.
And then
'Cause it's
Scheer-
flames. All you have is it's just
It's
flames.
mostly flames. Yeah,
And those words, and it
Yeah.
almost seems dangerous
It
and
seems
like
a little-
arsony.
yeah.
So
We've
I don't.
had
You might
several
wanna put a
billboards. Several
frame,
billboards
some kind
have
of frame
burned
on it.
down. Several
Yeah.
billboards have burned down.
Again, you don't need to
Paul-
light your billboards on fire. Yeah.
Paul went to Rob Riggle's fireplace store, like Riggle's Wreaths and Fire, or something like that. But anyway,
Oh, he's in the wreath game as well.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what I
but
was saying,
that-
Rob. I like it because it's sort of. There's a couple options there.
guys,
I can get
wreaths
the
are for Christmas only.
No, they're
okay.
not. They have a lot of different. I have an Easter wreath.
Please name
Yeah.
one other holiday that's appropriate for a wreath.
I see a lot of Easter wreaths that are made of Easter
Yeah, put
eggs.
some eggs in there. Yeah.
Give me a
Every
break.
food.
Give me a fucking break.
Just
Passover, a
Thanksgiving.
Passover wreath.
No.
Yeah.
No. A Thanksgiving wreath?
You put it
I
on the
doubt
table.
it.
They're out
You
there.
put it on
I
the table.
doubt it.
You put it on the table. You put it on the table with a little candle in the middle, pumpkin
the way you do
spice
it.
candle.
Oh,
You don't
That
get
is
it.
the way. You
And
do
that's
it.
why Wriggle's doing so well with his business.
Thank you. 'Cause you have to diversify. You can't just sell. We live in an age of Amazon. You can't just have one thing anymore. You gotta have like a front and a back. There gotta be a lot of things in here.
Janet,
a lot of things.
speaking of having several revenue streams, is the San Francisco Sketch Fest it did not happen last year, I'm assuming.
Did not happen last year.
Will it happen this year? Or we don't know
think
yet.
So yeah, I mean, we started planning on it as we all felt like,
Yeah.
hey,
Here we go. We're back.
That
baby.
little window. We had a little window
Oh,
of
such a
all
small
bets
little
are off.
window.
We're having
Oh, yeah.
fun.
I
yeah.
really was like, I didn't. I mean, the little amount I've attributed the pandemic, like I've attributed my moods to the pandemic. I have refused. I think a lot of people are like this. I've refused to own that everything happening to us all it has that much of an effect on every single day of my life.
Yeah.
Because somehow that seems like it feels like, no, I should be able to, like, this is a thing we're all dealing with. But I was in such a good mood after, like, when it really felt like, oh, look at this, like the numbers are really going down over so many vaccinations, people are doing this, and I felt high, like I was really sort of floating. And at that point I sort of realized, like, oh, okay, this has clearly been a deep depression for like a year and a half.
Yeah, we have.
That I just, you don't want to feel that way. You're like, I can get through this, and I support. We're all in this together. But I really started to lift up, and then as soon as it, it was like, why am I suddenly not sleeping again? Like, again, I went right back to not attributing it to the pandemic.
I literally had a moment, like I think for like a couple weeks ago, and it just kind of just lifted again. But I was really depressed, and I was like, what is going on? I'm like, oh, I think I'm like having PTSD, because it started to feel like, it's going in this other direction again. And I was like, no.
I know. I just started, immediately I started thinking about like, just like, same thing you guys are saying. It's just like, but I was thinking more about like our family, and just like, oh God, we're going to be locked down again. And like, I'm going to have to teach. I'm a really good school teacher, guys. I'm a really good school teacher.
The paps don't get in the way of that. They're not like coming in trying to snap pictures.
Well,
of you.
the paparazzi. Thank you for using the shorthand for paparazzi paps.
I've heard you use it. That's the only reason.
They do come around. They do come around. So a lot of my outdoor classes I had to take.
Well,
to the
you do
side
it on
yard.
your front lawn, and you tape it
Yeah.
also for TikTok and Instagram
I
Live.
do.
I feel like you're really using your kid as a prop.
And
Eh,
Well-
having one of those like flappy guys full of air that you've made to look like your face,
They have at car
so that
washes and
everyone's
stuff.
alerted that you're there on the lawn is also
Oh, boy.
might be what's pulling people in.
Look, when you guys learn how to teach your kids the way I know how to teach my kid, then we'll talk. But until then, my kid is already getting offers from Harvard,
wow.
Yale.
Wow.
Name
Really?
another school.
I don't know
Like
if I
Princeton?
can.
Yeah.
Princeton. Thank you.
You did, Janet, you did do something cool, and I'm blanking on it. You did do a lot, like a live, like a very cool reunion, right? During this pandemic, did you have like a bunch of people
For
together to do
Sketchfest?
some- for Sketchfest, or am I
Oh,
misremembering that?
yeah. I mean, I think we just kind of glommed together. There was a lot of like film reunion, like people
Yeah.
reading
Yeah.
scenes from old movies that they'd been in, and there was some music and stuff. Just to try to pull something together to come out. I mean, that 2021 is our 20th anniversary for the festival, but
Oh, wow.
so that was like a weird cheat where we didn't want to actually acknowledge that because we want to be
Yeah.
able to do the 20th live in person. So it was this sort of like fakey,
Same
like,
thing for How Did
we're
This Get Made? We had
20-ish, we're
our
20-ish, like, but we'll see you next year.
Yeah.
But
we
yeah.
literally had our 10-year anniversary, and we had an idea of something we really wanted to do for our 10-year anniversary of How Did This Get Made, and we were like, oh, huh.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't want to like, yeah, you just don't want to lead with it. It's like how old? Oh, we've been around for 10
Yeah.
years, but like yeah, you couldn't really get to do the
But I
thing.
think you can kind of
Yeah.
do. I think you can kind of do the Olympics, right? Like, you know, I mean, just say like whenever it comes back,
It's our 20th.
you can do your thing and just,
Yeah.
just you know.
Yeah.
But
I think
the
that's what we're gonna
big
do.
thing is, if you have never been and you get a chance to go, it's
And
one
you're
of
not
the
talking
best.
to me anymore. Now you are talking to everybody else. Because
Now I'm talking to
I
everybody
have
else, yeah.
been. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Get yourself
was-
to
I've been
Sketchfest.
It
there.
When
was
you feel
confusing.
comfortable,
Yeah,
get
yeah,
yourself there.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
Paul, you say you, and I think
Oh, right, yes.
me. You know,
Uh-huh.
it's confusing.
But that's why he's so engaging to make that
you know, it's
contact.
we're
I thought
all
he
together.
was
We're
so
in-
engaging for everyone. I thought he was talking to me. It's my festival.
we wanted to play this game that we have, which we have done a few times, where we're going to show you some pictures,
Okay.
and these pictures are all from the same movie premiere.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
And
Yeah, this is
so
gonna be
you have
fun.
to kind of
Oh, I'm gonna be so bad at
help
this.
us
Yeah.
figure out what it is. Rob
what
doesn't
movie
know.
it is, and I don't know what it is either.
This
yeah,
is
I
exciting.
know. And I'm just double checking. Okay, so I'm gonna just we're
be
gonna
so
go
bad at
through.
this.
we can
Wait,
take-
people
we
are
can
saying
take a
they
look at
can't
the-
hear me. Can people hear me? Okay, can you guys hear me?
In the sense of could we hear you if we're an air traffic controller? Yes. You
Okay.
are at the
Yeah, you
clarity
have that
level
kind of a sense.
being a pilot.
Okay.
Molly says we can hear you. So
Okay.
obviously, right now,
I do need to tell this plane. Delta 404, check 4, descend at your leisure. Sorry.
Would you let them know that that's who I have my points with?
Delta 404, check 404. The tower. Janet Varney wants to say that she has
landed?
your points. She has her points with you guys. Over.
Okay.
This is such a thrill.
It's
Is
kind of-
Delta,
it's
is
kind of a
Delta
waste.
experiencing
Kind of a
the
waste.
same issues that Corona, the beer, experienced? During this, like, are people afraid
I'm
to
sure.
be boldly?
People get on the
Delta.
plane like,
It's
oh fuck
possible.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And rental for the Omega Man is going to go way down. I mean, right now it's hot, hot, hot. People are still watching the Omega Man. But when that next, I mean, watch it now, guys.
Get it,
'cause you're
yeah,
not
get
gonna
it
feel
while
like
get it while it's
anymore.
good.
It's
while
hard
you
to
can.
imagine that not feeling like watching the Omega Man, but you might not feel like it when
Classic
that variant
Heston.
comes out.
All right, so here is we're gonna just go through it. Everyone's been talking about Fast 9. The big hit of the summer just came out on VOD, and Vin Diesel was a person to show up to premieres, and here he is, Vin Diesel, out and about
Yeah.
at a premiere here. I will tell you, it's not Fast and Furious. So that's
Okay.
And it
you know.
probably isn't one that he's even in. Can I
okay,
already make
that's
a
a
bold
great
statement?
way to start. A great
Interesting.
way to start.
Interesting.
I thought
What
he
now?
looks too casual. Look at
Okay,
he's
so
holding
good-
on to
good-
what,
good-
sunglasses?
Good
Yeah.
detective work. Yeah, if
Thank
this
you.
was your movie, you would dress up more. So
Yes,
Right.
this is
Well,
a
I do
little
like
bit of a
he-
decoy.
He
Although-
is rocking the Toretto cross.
Was
in
that what
real
that
life.
is?
I
It
mean,
looks like an anchor with a coin on it. I guess that's not what it is.
it looks like a cross and an anchor and maybe even a Jewish star. So he's got like 3 insignias on one. It's like I got all my bases covered. I'm a military man, I am a Jewish man, and I am a Catholic man.
And
I
this
have
is
it
also
all in one.
Great.
this is also young Vin, I would say. So this was
Young
not a
Vin.
recent movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So all right, that's good.
I was gonna say if that is we're the same
Oh.
age. That's okay. All right. So Dice is
Okay.
here. Okay.
Dice
So
is
Dice-
there.
All right. He also
And
looks
Vin.
suspiciously young.
This looks
Yeah,
like
this is definitely younger.
prime time Dice.
I feel
right?
like is he in it? Because who's going to invite him if he's not in it? But then this guy over here
Ooh,
on
that
the
was a
right, he
dig.
sort of looks like he's like, hey, what's he doing here? So that
Right,
I don't
like
know
he
how
may
to
have just
interpret
shown
that
up.
look, but I feel like he's a little
I'm gonna give you
skeptical.
guys.
Like,
I'm gonna give you both the year just to make sure that you
Okay.
you feel like it's you get it.
Okay.
The year is let's see. I'm gonna double check. 1996. 1996.
I was born that year.
Okay.
Yeah. So Dice is
96.
here.
Right.
Vin is here. We're getting like a vibe of
Yeah,
the
but
type of
still doesn't tell
people.
us who's. Yeah, we know, but
Yeah.
anyone could be at this premiere. Okay, give us another.
Okay.
Give
All
us
right, here we go.
another.
Another.
And we got a
look at-
couple of
How many do we
guys,
get?
though.
How
Those
many?
are
How many?
bros. We got a couple of bros.
We got.
How
I think we got about. I think we have like we have a couple. We have not that many, but I want to
Okay.
just do something really quickly here. I'm gonna see if I can pull us all back on. Oh, there. That's even better. I want to just talk about Dice for 1 second.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, please.
American Airlines 404,
boy.
proceed
not
to
care for
takeoff
American Airlines.
and
Do not
descend to
care for it.
14404
No, this is not.
at your leisure. Copy.
All
Sorry,
right. I just
go ahead.
wanted
I
to.
don't think planes. I don't think planes could land at their leisure. I think the whole point of being an air traffic controller is
It's-
to carefully
Please.
time out.
God.
This is his new
Oh,
character.
it's
The
oh
chill.
high. It's oh high. They're landing. There's not as
just
much
when
traffic.
they want, when they
when it
feel
feels
it's right.
emotionally comfortable for you, don't rush it.
Don't force it.
Don't
You're
rush
carrying
it.
a bunch of people up here. Like, take your time. Get in your zone. This is the only thing I want to talk about with Dice. Just very quickly. I don't
Okay,
want to get into any. It's weird because you look at somebody like Sacha Baron Cohen. Sacha Baron Cohen, known for these amazing characters, and he has gone to premieres as these characters, and then also acted as Sacha Baron Cohen. Dice clearly got this persona and then has never changed it, and he has to dress and act like this for his entire life. I often think about that, like it's such a bizarre way to be
I
like.
think he's kind of dropped it now.
Has
I'm not
he now?
sure,
Has
but I thought I saw some pictures of him. Like, does he do that in that Showtime show? I don't know. Is that still on? The one
The
with
Dice?
like he
No.
did. I
Yeah, he
feel
definitely
like
did
I
do
mean,
that
it was,
persona.
Yeah,
He
'cause
did,
that
okay.
was kind of part of it. Was like he's
Okay.
still going.
Yeah, he still
Okay.
got it. Oh,
But I don't know
anyway.
what the I see. I don't know. I don't feel like I don't know the difference between what is affectation and what is like
'Cause
true
we haven't
Dice.
seen-
Like
we
that
haven't seen the
vest
other
he has
side of it.
on. Yeah, I don't know that. I
But
don't
mean,
know. Was that
you could
him or
argue
is
that there are, like there are a lot of people, Emo Phillips, Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Well, Pee Wee Herman, I think I've seen him outside of the suit. Emo Phillips
Yeah.
seems like that's like I don't.
I think
I
that might
think
just
he's
be Emo Phillips, kind of, but in a lovable,
yeah.
wonderful way. Remember
Yeah.
Bobcat dropped it. Bobcat was
Oh, right.
Does
Bobcat
Bobcat when you talk to Bobcat, if someone is that a there is no voice there? I don't know. The voice was all fake,
chill.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That voice was definitely
Yeah.
a bit.
Okay.
And that's been gone for many years. But
Yeah,
do people call Andrew Dice Clay Andy? Like, is he Andy?
I
to
think
someone?
he's got to be Dice.
Like, oh,
Like,
Andy,
Dice.
give me a hug, Andy. It's so good to see you.
I can't see the
He's
chat.
Dice.
I gotta see what the chat is talking. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, it's an interesting thing because I think there was an era of stand-up comedy where you were a persona. Like it was like it wasn't just like, hey, these are my jokes. It's like this is my character and this is the jokes. And Bobcat obviously like now has like been made great movies, a great director, a great writer. But it's like I imagine it's very hard to break out of that. But this one is like we've been doing this with Dice for a long time. I just seeing that I was like, all right. So all right, so we'll get back in here. Here's the next person.
96. Okay.
All right, 96. Here we go. Now, I hope I'm not
Can you make that bigger?
misidentifying.
What is that?
That
that
is the Dixie Chicks, I believe.
It is?
What?
I think, or am I wrong? Somebody tell me if that's not the Spice Girls. I don't know who these
There
are.
are
And I
weren't there
I
only
took
3 Dixie Chicks?
Oh, this
I
is
think there's only-
Bewitched. This is Bewitched. The group Bewitched.
Bewitched.
Which
RuPaul
was
Bewitched in
coincidentally, Bewitched was also the Dixie Chicks.
This is an
oh.
Irish pop group. Molly,
I
MVP. Molly knows who they are. All right, so this is Bewitched, the Irish pop group. They're all out. They're
Oof,
together. They're
Irish
promoting.
pop group. Everybody's
they're-
real cash. This is an afternoon premiere.
Yeah,
People
they're
have
all
their
carrying
sunglasses
handbags.
slung in. There's jeans. This
Uh,
is cash. Oh,
and now we
okay.
got this.
Arsenio with
Arsenio and
magic.
Yeah.
Wow.
There again, like a lot of different types of people. We got an Irish band. We got Vin.
Yeah,
we
Irish
got
girl band.
Dice.
This is back,
Ooh.
of course, when Arsenio was drinking water, so that should help us because
It is a thing that when
Well, this has got to be a comedy movie, right? If we got Dice and
I
Arsenio.
agree that
and
everyone you've described so far fits better at
comedy.
like a comedy action, like
Yeah.
a Rush Hour
Yes.
kind of a
Yeah.
a rush hour.
scenario.
Okay, that's a good. You're in a good
Yeah.
zone. You're in a
I'm
good
getting
zone.
into
right
the
now.
zone. I'm getting into the
Okay.
zone.
You're getting
Okay.
in the zone. All right, and then finally, here we go.
The Dixie Chicks. What?
He's only there because he's in the movie. This helps.
All right.
There's
Yeah,
no
okay.
way that Martin Landau was like, I got nothing else to do. I guess I will go.
Landau.
Yeah.
Landau
no
is
way.
showing up, hobnobbing with
Ooh.
Vin
A lot of
D.
people are saying Space
Okay.
Jam, but I feel like you wouldn't
Okay.
do Space Jam because you always talk about Space
Landau.
Jam.
Well, Space Jam 2 is very big in our household.
I'm trying to think about what Martin Landau would have been in '96.
Yeah, this is kind of.
Why do you think he was in the movie?
Because that guy, he's not going to just go.
He's not
to a
going to roll
premiere.
out to
His
a movie.
publicist is not going to be like, this could be really
Okay.
good for your career.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you need to be
That's
seen
smart.
at
That's
this
smart.
premiere. So
Right.
he's in it. Or he has a kid who's in it, but I can't think of anybody that I know of who's his
Juliet
kid.
Landau is his daughter, and
Is she an actress?
She is. She was on
Oh,
Buffy
shoot.
the Vampire Slayer. She played.
Oh my gosh,
Drusilla.
that's right. I forgot. That is, yes, I totally forgot. Yes.
I'm looking right
There's
now
no
to
way
see
she
if
was in
he
it.
is in the movie.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to keep you.
Can I roll the dice on here?
Yes, please.
Roll
I
the
think it's
Andrew Dice.
Can I, yeah. I think it's one of those like Nutty Professor Clumps movies. That's what I'm gonna go
All right,
with.
that's Rob. Rob is putting
I'm
that
still
in.
leaning into the action comedy. I feel
Okay.
the action comedy.
Just because of Vin.
Landau. Was Landau in it?
Oh, good question in the chat. Was Jerry O'Connell there?
Jerry O'Connell was not in
Wow.
it that I know of. I only did a
God, can you
quick
imagine
glimpse.
how many movie
Yeah.
premieres Jerry has been to?
We have tried to do this game with Jerry because I wanted him to identify what movie he was at because he's been at so many.
Yeah.
Just be like what I was wearing, what I think it was. All right. So Janet, you think it's an action comedy? We have no more pictures.
Janet, you got to name the movie. You can't just
I
say
do.
the
Okay.
You can
genre.
try.
96.
And I don't think that Martin Landau is in this movie. From everything that I can see,
Okay.
I could be wrong.
It came out in 90. Where was I? What was I doing? I was living in San Francisco. I'd freshly moved to San Francisco. This is going to be a problem because I don't think I had a TV.
All right. Well, this is
Well, that's not how you watch.
Theaters.
You don't watch movies on a TV. I mean, some people
That's
did.
true.
But
That's true. You're right.
All right,
I did
the
go
big
to. You're
movies
right.
of
I did go to the
96.
movies.
Big movies of 96. You ready?
Yeah.
Time to Kill, Space Jam, Fear, Dragonheart, Ransom, Twister, Love and War, Shine,
Oh.
Romeo and Juliet, Marvin's Room, Mars Attacks, Independence
It's
Day.
Marvin's Room. That'd be amazing.
If Dice went to Marvin's Room, I'm in. Scream or From Dusk Till Dawn. These are the movies.
Scream.
I bet it's
Scream's
Mars
interesting.
Attacks. It sounds like it could be
All right,
Mars Attacks.
That's a great. Well, listen, Landau would come out because he's buddies with Burton. So I like this guess of Mars Attacks.
Okay.
I'm afraid
Mars
to bet
Attacks.
against Mars Attacks. I'm afraid to bet against it.
All right,
There were some
Mars
good ones in
Attacks. It
there.
makes sense.
Yeah.
An interesting crew of people, but you're both wrong. Rob, you were right. You should have had your instinct. It
Oh
was the
my
Nutty Professor.
God,
First
I
in the
You had
series.
knew
it. Your
it.
gut told you
bet it.
Oh
exactly.
no. What do I do? What do
You
I lose,
flubbered it.
Paul? What do I lose?
You lost it all. We're taking all your fireplaces.
No, don't.
No.
Please don't take my fireplace.
You're taking your
Oh.
fireplaces.
Oh,
The fireplaces
no.
are gone. You're gonna go
I've
bankrupt now. I'm
had
so
a
sorry.
Oh.
very difficult year, Paul, and this is just the icing on the cake of misery.
Maybe
Oh.
they'll leave you the mantles and just take the
Was it
concave
the
fireplaces.
was it the original Nutty
The
Professor?
original, and what I think is really interesting about this, and I found this in kind of going back through all these old premieres, so many people showed up to movies that they were not in. Like
Yeah.
Dice isn't in
Hold on
this,
just a
Vin
second.
Diesel isn't in it.
Southwest 404, check
Oh,
409, descend to runway 17 at your leisure.
No, not at your.
No,
I
not
am so worried about these people in these planes.
so many accidents.
There is
so
a
many
lot of
accidents.
smoke. There's a huge
Jeez
plume of
Louise.
black smoke over
Oh,
there by the
no.
This is too much. Too
airport.
much.
Anyway, we'll check into
Okay,
that later.
well,
Janet, we can listen to you on Voyage to the Stars. We can also listen to you on your podcast about the Legend of Korra. And I don't want to disregard how gigantic that is. By
Wait,
the way,
I don't know about how many podcasts do you have, Janet?
3.
3? That's more than Paul.
But
That is
Braving the
more Paul.
Elements is very that's very new and very recent and very specific.
Okay, what's the Legend of Korra?
That's a
Oh my God,
cartoon
wow.
that was on Nickelodeon. There was a wonderful series that preceded that started it all called Avatar: The Last Airbender. And
Which
you
is
can ask
great.
Manzukas about this
Yeah,
because I'll tell you what,
yeah,
he
yeah.
loves those shows.
Well,
'cause
we
he's a
both
man of
got
great
into that
taste.
because we were into Rebels, and Dave Filoni was a big force in Avatar, and
Yes,
then
very much so.
yeah, and so then this is coming, and now this show.
I'm sorry. I just, I have a child and, I'm sorry. I should be more up on things.
It's good, but it's something that kids can watch.
No,
Yeah.
I know. I just,
Kids
It's actually
show.
beautiful. It's beautifully done.
It's
a
wonderful.
we don't
thing,
believe in
superb.
television or entertainment.
Oh, boy.
We believe in homeschool. So.
Sounds like 96 Varney talking. I hear you, brother. I do. SF all the way, huh?
I do want to ask you about this, and we won't keep you for too much longer. But what is it like to be in a show like this? That, like, all right. So I have just started. I've been on Lower Decks, that Star Trek show. I'm on a handful of episodes. I'm a side character on that show, and since I started being on that show, I have gotten a ton of Star Trek fan mail, like to the point from all over the world of my character and things like that. And I was like, wow, I never knew that this kind of fandom kind of existed. And I feel like Legend of Korra has that same kind of gigantic, like it is beloved, and it's this huge grouping of things. It's different than what you are known for, or whatever. It's something out of your wheelhouse in the sense of, just it's a different
It's
thing.
not the comedy world the way
Yeah.
we're all used to the comedy world being. Yeah, it's really wonderful. Again, like if it were something that I had done that I didn't think was amazing, I feel like that would be a weird, like, golden handcuffs type situation. That's an expression, right? Where you sort of don't want to talk about the thing that everyone knows you from because you want to talk about the stuff you really care about.
Right.
But that's not how I feel about this. Hence doing the podcast with Dante Bosco, who's in the original series and in Legend of Korra. And I just never get tired of talking about it. And I'm so honored to have been a part of it. And I just love the guys who made it so much and the story so much that that I totally lean into all of that. But I will be at conventions and I will sort of look down a table at somebody who was maybe in a video game that feels like it's sort of, maybe it's a little misogynistic or something, but there they are at the table. And I think I don't see the same expression on that person's face that I feel like is on mine. Do you know what I mean?
There are these moments. I think we've all had them. I once saw Ernie Hudson, who is a great actor, in a Ghostbusters costume at a convention, kind of just literally, like standing there being, I'll do the picture, I'll do the thing, I'll do it. Like, I'm here. And he's a working actor, and a great working actor. And but like knows that I gotta go to this thing. But
Yeah.
there are people then you see that are genuinely excited to be there, and I think that that's a better. It seems like that's a better interaction.
Yeah, I don't think I mean, bless him, but like maybe he's just having a bad day, but don't go. Probably don't go cuz you're having one bad day or it's one thing that you don't feel like doing and then just hundreds of people who adore you and who love the franchise are going
Right.
to walk away going like I don't like Ghostbusters anymore. Like my
Yeah.
heart has been broken. He was cold and icy, like he was grumpy. So, and that's one of the things that Carrie Fisher was so amazing at. Like Carrie Fisher would do these cons, she would always be like 3 hours late, and everybody there would be these just like thousands of people in lines wrapped around the convention. But when she got there, the line would go even longer because she would take so much time with people. Like she, as kooky as she was like connect. She was like, I see you. She would see every person and they would walk away feeling like, yes, my devotion to Star Wars has been codified, like galvanized. I'm in it for life.
Yeah.
I love it. And that's like, I feel that's like a responsibility because none of us want to meet people that had something to do that's meant so much to us for one reason or another and then feel like, it's been like tainted in some way.
But that's a good point, Scheer. Like, it's so cool that you have that, Janet. Like, you have something that people are fucking nuts about. It's like the only like small thing. It doesn't really compare to that. It's like I remember doing Comic-Con for like Children's Hospital and stuff. Where
Yeah.
and Scheer, like
Please.
Scheer,
People are hardcore about
but,
children's
like
hospital.
it's so fun to meet those people that are like really, I mean, it's intense for sure, but
Yeah.
it's only for like a couple of days, but it's like
Yeah.
it's exciting to meet people that are like so into the stuff that you joke around about, the stuff that you made. But I just think that's awesome that you
I
have
feel
that.
like I'm very flattered that you both would put it that way, but I do feel like you both already do have that. I mean, I feel like every time I'm at Earwolf, there's like piles of presents for how did this get made. Like people love the show. You know what I mean? There's
We
Paul
get
gets
a lot-
Paul
we
gets
get
a
a lot
lot
of
of
have that.
free Paul gets a lot of free stuff. He doesn't get free fireplaces. I
I
will
don't want
point
to
out.
get free fire. I will
Gotta
say
draw the
just
line.
to piggyback on this as well. Like one of the coolest experiences I've ever had was Kate Mulgrew was on NTSF SD SUV, and she said to me, she's like, I want you to come to this Las Vegas convention with me because I'll talk about the show, but I want to like just like bring you into this world.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Star Trek fan. And so I've always been on the other side. I've been the audience side. So to get to go like behind the scenes and go to bars and restaurants with these people that I just absolutely love and had to maintain my cool the entire time around
Right.
was a thrill. But watching her, because at that point, she was the only female captain of a starship
Sure.
in these shows. And it was like she was on stage with Patrick Stewart, William Shatner, George Takei, and her. It was a massive, event, and just the love for her and the way that, I think it always gets viewed as a very nerdy thing, but it's like this crazy outpouring of like it's like a moment to like stand in tribute to these people who have maybe changed your life in the sense of like you saw something in them, and it's still to this day one of my favorite experiences ever, just watching her interact with this
JetBlue 6000 descend to 1,400 feet and prepare to land on runway 7 at your leisure. Over. Sorry, guys. I have to do my side job.
I haven't even been paying attention to like what altitudes you're asking people to fly down to.
Well,
that feels
they go
suspect
to different.
too.
They go to different altitudes.
It seems like at one point you just say descend to 200 feet because that feels like.
Well, I mean,
like
they're gonna
that
land.
Might shave off some. Yeah. Well.
Fair they don't just drop. You are kind of positioning like a hard
I take
drop.
them down. I take them down like a ladder, like kind of like
That's not a ladder. That's stairs. But cool.
Janet, we've kept you too long. But
listen, this has been such a pleasure. But I know there's someone very, very, very awesome who is perhaps joining you next. So that's
we have
exciting.
some time. We don't like to overstay our welcome with anybody, because we like to make sure that you come back. Voyage to the Stars. You can listen to that wherever podcasts are heard. Braving the Elements, same idea. Wherever podcasts are heard. But anything else you want to let us know? We will pop up all your socials over here on our chat so people can follow you.
Pop up those socials and
pop them up.
We can leave it. We'll leave it mean and clean, not an expression. Leave it mean and clean with those two podcasts.
Yep.
All right, I love it. I love it.
This has been
All
so
right.
fun. But how great
You
to
are the
meet
best,
you.
Janet. Thank
Bye,
you so much for
Varney.
being
I'm
here.
so glad to see you.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
this is
never
the best.
gonna. Wherever it is that you are working, I can assure you, I will not be in a plane that is.
Yeah, do not.
being
Yeah, do
guided.
not. Yeah, don't
But
fly over
in
Ohio.
every other way,
Never
I
fly
love
over
you.
Every single plane goes through my checkpoint. Every
This
single
is
plane.
even worse news. Even worse news.
Bye, Janet.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
All right,
Paul, you
I got
can't
it back. I got
drop
my
people.
kill
No,
switch back.
that was too soon. She's saying goodbye.
Yeah, French exit, my friend. Rob, before we bring out our next guest, who's coming on a little bit, we have started this segment on the show called, well, I don't even know if we have a title for it. It's a Shark Tank segment where people pitch us their idea for something that they're never going to get around to, and we decide if that's a good idea, and maybe if it is, we'll steal it from them and make it ourselves. The last time we did this, a gentleman came on the air and talked about a device that we use to
tracking your kids.
Tracking your kids. I think we may have morphed it into that. I think originally it had a less sinister purpose.
Yeah, he wanted to take tiles and insert them surgically into kids, and then you came up with what I thought was a great idea, which was we should also abduct kids to drive up the sales of the tiles to track them. So we're kind of getting paid on both ends.
Yeah. So Jeff, we're still working on that. But yes, welcome back to Baby Shark Tank. We have Joey, Baby Shark Tank. Joey, you're on the air. How are you, Joey?
Hello, guys. How you doing?
Very good.
Yeah,
Very good.
I got a million ideas. I have one that I shoot him at my dad, and he just turns them down. So this is one of the ones he turned down that I thought was kind of interesting, but kind of stupid at the same time.
I love it. We have a little bit of an echo.
I probably do.
It's us coming through to you. Maybe do you have earphones? I think that's what it is.
It's okay.
It's okay. All right. We won't talk. We'll let you talk, and then I'll mute you. Okay.
Okay. So I'm sorry about the echo. My earphones are kind of problematic right now. So is my connection, but that's a whole other story. So what's going on is I have this idea for a restaurant in Vegas that's magic themed. So they do sleight of hand at the table, and so your menu is the cards, like it's a card trick. And they'd have magicians walking around doing sleight of hand around the place, and like a live show that would pop up on a big stage at the front. So the whole thing would be magic themed.
I'm muting you for a second because Rob and we have to talk about. Wow. Okay, Rob, this is a great idea. Right out of the gate, Baby Shark Tank is hot.
Paul,
she comes in with this great idea.
Paul, mute her because I'm actually thinking of stealing this idea. We don't normally do this. Normally, we don't do this on Baby Shark Tank. We like to be honest and in court, but this is such a good idea. You and I could steal this idea. Easy. And how many people watch this fucking Twitch show? Like
not that many.
600, 700,000. It doesn't matter. We can kill all of our viewers. We could easily kill all of our viewers, steal this idea, and make so much money. Because what I liked, I mean, she had me at the menu is the cards. Like that's all you have to say to me.
All right. Well, let's see if there's more to this. Joey, you had to mute you.
Okay.
Oh, Joey, we have to mute you. But is there any other parts of this idea that we don't know? Do you want to associate with a magician? Do you want it to be just a general magic thing? What is it, more Chris Angel or is it more David Copperfield? Go.
Okay, so I'm a big Penn and Teller fan. So the original idea was that there was actually two restaurants. So the first restaurant was like a normal diner, and that was like the Penn side. It was like bright colors, big, loud, and like that. And then there was like a secret entrance, and that's like the magic themed part. But that's the whole crazy end of the thing.
All right, I'm muting you again. This is getting better and better. So you go in, you think it's a normal diner, and then you're transported into a magic world.
Paul,
is good. Yeah.
I don't know how mute works. I'm not sure if she can hear us. I'm hoping she can't. I'm still stuck on the idea of, can we kill all of our viewers?
I said to you, we have the technology to
Is
do
there
it.
a
You say the
way?
word,
Because
I'll do the
think about
drone
this,
strike.
Paul. Because this is someone else should pitch this idea on Baby Shark Tank. If we could dispense a tiny amount of poison gas out of everyone's laptop that's watching
Easy.
this stream,
So easy.
if we could eject a tiny amount of poison gas to kill everyone watching this, we could steal her idea. I'm just thinking, I have a family, Paul. I have to feed my family. Okay.
I'm with you. Well, let's get some more information before we decide to, because I think I have a couple more questions.
Okay. Okay.
Joey, I want to hear, do you have a name for it? Do you anything else that we might have missed? Because I'm asking a couple questions at a time because of the muting issue. So here we go. Name, things that we might have missed, any additions, any way to maybe even expand it.
So the name was originally Allure, just because I like that name for something that's magical. But um, as far as expanding it, there was supposed to be a whole stage show that would go on. So and there was also supposed to be that it looked like a library when you went into the secret room, and there was like panels that were the hidden secret passageway, and you had to do the card tricks and the different things with the people walking around to get access to your booth. So it was part of the whole game of it.
All right. This is
I like it. I like it.
this
I mean,
is good.
if we don't start it, I would like to go there. I mean,
Look, we could even just upsell this to Universal Studios, and like somebody's mentioning Harry Potter. We could just thank you, Sir Lee. Of course, that's Matt who got us here on Melon and has been helping us out behind the scenes here as we transitioned out of StreamYard. But I mean, come on, this is a no-brainer. Why even keep it in Vegas? Let's get it going around. Because here's what I like about it.
we could
What if it was-
franchise this restaurant and okay, here's well, I don't know. I was
There's
gonna
some there are some things that people are saying they should go call it Abracadiner. I like that.
I saw sleight of ham.
Oh, I love that.
You know,
Here's an idea, Rob, that I really think we should tabula rasa. Here's one thing that I think is a good idea. I think we should distinctly make this two restaurants. And I don't even know about the Pendulette side being a diner. I just think that we open up a diner in a small town, and then the people who are in the know go into the phone booth or go into wherever, and they go into the magic room. But it's a little bit secret. Like there was that hot dog place, remember, in New York, where if you went in the phone booth, there was like a speakeasy
yeah.
behind
There's like
it.
a trap door or a secret door. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I like places like that where you kind of have to be in the know to really get the full experience. I'm starting to love this idea though of killing all of our viewers.
I know, Rob, we should keep that a little bit more on the down low.
Okay, because I had a thought about that someone in the chat said we could start a suicide death cult. Where we'll talk about it offline, but like,
okay, yeah, that would be great.
If we got everyone organized and started a suicide death cult, we could kill all of our viewers, steal this magic restaurant idea, steal the name Allure, which I really like.
I like Allure. I like Abracadabra too. I will tell you this, Joey.
The problem is, how do we kill Joey?
That is easy.
That
is easy.
Find
we
out.
have
we'll
we
have
have
to
a
find
line.
out where. All right.
We put poison in the headphones, and it'll be great. Now, I want to talk about something here, Joey, that you may or may not know. Rob and I were on a TV show called Human Giant, and on Human Giant, we were part of there was a sketch called Illusionators, and we made a joke in that sketch that the Illusionators opened up their own theme restaurant called Illusion Eaters. And it was like, well, that would be so ridiculous. Magicians opening up their own restaurant. And now this has been a text chain between all the Human Giant people, Jason, Aziz, and Rob and I. Chris Angel actually opened his own magic restaurant, and it's called
you almost have to show it because
yes. Okay, I'll pull it up.
If there's a way to show it, it's been now in the news because it's the worst name for a restaurant ever. And the poor guy, is just gonna get killed, I think. I mean,
I
business
mean, it's
wise.
already open. Yeah, like
It's also like 60 miles outside of Vegas. It's not even in Las Vegas. And
yes.
I don't think it's magic themed. It's like pizza for breakfast. It's like
Okay. Oh wow,
pizza.
that's
It's like it's got so many things wrong with it. And God bless Chris Angel. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but the point is, Joey, I don't even think you're a magician. We haven't even asked her if she's a magician, but she's come up with this idea for a better concept than even the great Chris Angel has.
I mean, well, first of all, we need to just tell people the name of it. And again, it's an interesting name. I'm going to pull it up here on the screen here. Let me just get the thing as big as I can. All right, I'm going to pull it up here. Let's see how this will work. The restaurant is called Calb. I'm trying to find there it is. So if you look at it, and
Wait,
I'm gonna see if I can blow
you
it
got to
up here.
show the name.
I'm trying to figure out how to get it big. If you see it, it's like it's the Chris Angel. Oh Jesus. All right. It's okay.
My vision to life first started with an idea.
Let me see if I can blow it. Let me see if I can blow it up bigger. Okay. Okay, there it is. This is a rendering.
Kablip. That's what it is. Kablip.
Kablip.
Chris Angel breakfast lunch pizza. Kablip. Chris Angel breakfast lunch pizza. Like you're gonna wake up and go eat pizza for breakfast. I mean, you know what? Frankly, I would.
I mean, it's
come on out to
breakfast
Kablip.
Lunch pizza.
Kablip. We're 60 miles off the strip.
You're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it.
Overton.
Yeah. Well, I can't hear that. Can other people hear it? Is there audio?
I don't know. I'm still learning this thing.
Okay.
All right. So hold on. I'm gonna get us
Let's
back.
bring back Joey because we got to
bring
figure
back
out.
Joey. All right. Let me get you back here, Joey. So Kablip was notable because they ran out of food in the first week.
Oh, in a good way?
Yeah.
Like they had so many customers?
I don't know. He did an announcement on Facebook saying like, "I'm sorry, we don't have any more food, but that's a good problem to have. You come back in 2 weeks."
Somebody ate all the pizzas in here.
I'm like, I can't believe that you run out of food. So are you daunted by this, Joey?
No. In fact, the funny part is that I had forgot about the sketch. And I had been rewatching some Human Giant ones recently, and I saw the Chris Angel stuff, and I was laughing about it. And then this came up today, and I was like, oh, I got to bring this up. Because it's not even my best restaurant idea. I got better chain ideas, but...
What?
All right. I want to hear him. I'm going to mute you again. We got to hear. I want to hear him. I want to hear him when we... this is the plan. You can come back to Baby Shark Tank.
Yeah.
You got to bring headphones next time so we can have more of a fluid conversation with you because you got great ideas. We want to do it. So you've already pitched us. You have a chance to come back. We've forgotten all about Jeff. We are now all in on Joey.
I'm gonna actively take my money out of our investment with Jeff and I'm gonna transfer it over to Joey's account and try to get this going. And other people, Baby Shark Tank is an ongoing segment. If you have ideas for businesses, Paul and I will invest.
This is it. This is your first stop for investments. And you did it. This is a great job. An amazing pitch. Thank you, Joey, for being here. I'm going to unmute you for a second.
Thank you all. Appreciate it. Thank you both. It
Bye,
was real
Joey.
fun.
I'm sorry. I had to mute her because it was tricky, but it was only because of that. What a great idea. And by the way, I can't believe I missed that video of Calb. I've just been looking at pictures and
Kablip. You're mispronouncing it. Kablip. Chris Angel breakfast, lunch, and pizza. Kablip.
Like, got it.
Poor guy
pizza
took all of
just
his money
breakfast and dinner. Oh God.
You gotta
Chris
eat
Angel.
Pizza for breakfast. You gotta eat it.
Did you come see that show with us when we saw his live show in Vegas?
The Cirque du Soleil one?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was
intense. That was who was it? I don't want to make fun of him because he does seem like he's a nice guy, and he's like, it's magic. I do like magic, but
I love magic. I love that show. I will say that I am
It
I
was
think
not
that
a well. It was not a
Circustopia-
well produced. It was not a well produced show.
the way that I view magic is this. I'm a huge magic fan, and I never want to know how things are done. Like that, I'm not like I need to figure it out. I'm more like I want to be entertained. I want to be blown
Yeah.
away. And that was a show that at certain points it was showing me exactly how it was done. I wasn't looking for it, but it was impossible to not see it. Like at one point, he was running from one side of the curtain to the next, but he had missed his cues. Like it was a video projection, and he was exiting the curtain before he had like left the video part of it.
Yeah.
It was a
Hey,
very embarrassing.
can I
Yeah.
read something from the chat
Yeah, please.
of interest? Someone in the chat, their sister is a co-host on a new show with Mr. Wonderful.
Whoa.
Mr. Wonderful has a new show premiering soon called Money Court. One of his co-hosts is my sister, August 11th on MSNBC. What?
Well, that's where you got to go. I mean, that's where you got to get in there.
It can't be on MSNBC at 10. That's like Lawrence
That's prime
O'Donnell.
time.
That might be CNBC. Anyway, we'll figure that out.
I'm going to tell you this much. These people like Marcus Lemonis, my fave, has a
Wait, is
spin-off
he
show
dead?
coming
Why
on.
did you do that? Why did you do that? Is he dead?
Just kidding. No, he's not dead. I'm just kissing up to, thank God for making such a beautiful man who knows how to, help people in their
The
business.
Prophet. Oh, The Prophet is a
Prophet.
great show.
He's got a brand new show coming out. I don't know what it is. He's teasing it on his Instagram. But as long as him and his belt buckle are there, I'm in for it. But I will say this much. When I was developing a show at Sony, there was like a book that Sony corporate had given all their everybody who had a production shingle. So like it was people that essentially Sony wanted to be in business with. And like the first page was anyone from Game of Thrones and had all their pictures. It was like, so like develop a show with anyone from this. And then
this is Sony sending this out
to everyone who had like a production shingle at Sony. Like, so it's saying like, hey, you want to sell a show? Like, this is who we want these people. And
yeah, you need to set this up. This is some behind the scenes Hollywood business.
Yes. I've never seen anything like this. And when I saw it, I immediately needed to go through it all. And it was positioned to me like, oh, you aren't supposed to see this. And like, I didn't even know that something like this existed. This is like an internal document of people that Sony wanted to work with. And so one was anyone from Game of Thrones. And then the second page was like in bold letters, as if it was, will work for food. It was like the Shark Tank hosts want to act. So put them in your shows. And it had all their faces.
I went to you know that this sounds very Hollywood, but you know that Emmy party around the Emmys every year that's at that agent's house out in Brentwood. That's like, I think it's a UTA guy. Yeah. Anyway, it's an amazing house. Like, it's right by the Getty. It's a beautiful, beautiful house. And it's so I was at that party one time and with my wife, and the Sharks were there. And it was just like I felt a little bad for, I'm trying to not be that specific, but I'm not going to fucking meet him. But Mr. Wonderful was walking around like trying to chit chat with like Hollywoody actory people.
Right.
And it was just not going well. Like I could just see people being like, yeah, okay, dude. Like, and I'm sure Mr. Wonderful, whatever, maybe he's a nice,
wasn't so wonderful.
I'm not sure that he is a nice guy. I don't feel bad shitting on him because I think he might be kind of a Trumpy piece of shit. But anyway, it was just kind of funny to see him like walking around trying to like chit chat with like, famous directors and actors and stuff.
Yeah.
And people were just like, okay, bro. And then like, walking on and to do something else.
Well, Rob, speaking about sharks, this is a perfect segue into our next guest, because our next guest,
you're the best at segues, Paul.
I love segues. I love a good segue. Our next guest is I've known him for a handful of years. He is fantastically funny. I I'm a proud owner of a calendar that he gives out every year. I have a wonderful calendar. I mean, he's done so much. You've seen him on Conan. You have he's a musician, he's a comedian, he's a YouTube personality. But right now, he is the star of a giant summer
Major
movie,
motion picture movie
major motion picture, The Suicide Squad, where he plays Javelin. Please welcome Flula Borg. How are you, Flula?
Oh, hello guys. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Flula!
This is I am so excited to talk to you because you are on a whirlwind tour. You're in a big, I mean, you've been in big movies, Pitch Perfect 2. You've been in it, but this, you're a superhero now. You're in this new air. I mean, this is it.
It's very
How do you
confusing.
feel?
I still don't believe it's true. I feel very weird. We are all super villains. You know, I'm a rude boy.
Yeah.
It feels good to play rude. It plays good to play sexy. These are nice things that no one thinks about when they see me. So I like that.
But I
Now,
noticed
when you
go
say,
ahead.
can I ask, when you say rude and sexy, like how rude and like how sexy?
Rude like murder. Rude. Yeah. And then sexy like swipe in any direction and still you will be attracted to my character. You cannot help it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have an amazing
Yeah.
look in the movie, which I just want to show people very quickly, like
Please.
what it looks like.
Please.
It is
Yes.
is a great look. Boom, there it is.
Whoa.
Ew.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it's
look at that
Wow.
bulge. Do you see the bulge and the abbeys and
Flula.
the
Wow.
yes, blondie? Yes.
Flula.
Now, I will
Yes,
say
yes,
this.
Holy
I know
cow.
I know you in person. I've seen you in person. You
Hello.
always seem in good shape, but then I saw a picture of you on Instagram the other day that seemed like you did it during the film and you were in amazing shape. What was the transformation like? Did you have to do a full thing or are you like almost there and then you just kind of edged it forward?
Yeah, this was like the body version of this old house. You know, you begin with something that still has bones and it is still alive, you know, but really all of the internals must be removed. That nasty arch needs to be taken out. Those very dumpy couches need to be set on fire. And so I needed to do this except with my body. But the nice words are I had an Italian trainer named Paolo Mascitti who just screams at me. And so everybody knows. I can just say the name and you know he's going to turn you into an ad machine. Yeah. And then number two, my father is very pretty and has good genetics. So that was very helpful. So if you guys, my workout tip for you would be to have my father.
Look, and that's something that like I read your book and it does seem like that is
Thank
the
you.
crux part of the workout plan. And I think not everybody has access to your father. And that is going to
Well,
be,
that's not
tricky.
true. That's not true. I mean, really, your father could sell, you know, sperm or if people down the road, if they wanted to have a beautiful child like you know, they could buy, you know, material from your father. But we were just listening. We were coming up with business ideas earlier, so I'm still on that, I think.
Yeah, no, it's smart. That's very much what's it called? Shark Tank of Sharks. This
Baby
is a
Shark.
great idea.
We are Baby Shark Tank.
Yeah.
We get
Flula,
I can tell you, yes.
Well, I was just going to ask, I'm noticing behind you, you have a very smart theme of lines, long vertical lines going to. Is that something that is also helping you seem thinner, longer, more in shape? You know, just to have your background be like a lot of like lines like that.
Yes, very Euclidean what's happening here. Yes, we have the horizontally vertices. You want some places to look skinny and some places to look, as they say in the business, girthy. And so really it's how you position is what is very strategic. So I can mail these to you.
Great.
Most people don't do that with their homes. And I think that that's what I really appreciate about your home and your decoration is that your house helps the way that you look. And, you know, not many people think about that. It's kind of like the positive version of like a house of mirrors, you know, at any different angle, you know, you could position yourself to really, you know, a different way. I mean, every angle is a different good eye.
Oh, yes. If I rotate 80 degrees, I would become sarcastic. Here it's like partially sexy, but if I rotate it, yes.
Now, Flula, you guys shot the movie up in Vancouver, is that right?
That's very correct. Wait, that's a lie. We shot this in Peacemaker was shot in Vancouver. We shot in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, hot
And
Because we had
Atlanta.
Steve
home,
on the
yeah.
show. Steve was on the show
Oh.
saying that he was, obviously standing in for Stallone because Stallone he couldn't handle wearing all that shark stuff.
Yeah.
No. This was Steve H. is the only man on earth who could do all of this. He was also the on-set photographer, and he was also John Nicole. He was many jobs. He's like the Cordell Stewart of this movie. If anybody remembers Slash.
Yeah, Steve has great photos, man. His Instagram is always like amazing.
And he actually just got a camera from Margot Robbie, and he has now an entire separate Instagram of just pictures from that camera that she has given him. So there's another way you can follow Steve in two ways.
Well, let's not plug Steve too much. Let's get back to Flula. Flula, are you now friends with a different caliber of Hollywood celebrity? You know what I mean? Like, are you now like texting all of the superstars from the movie and going out with them all the time?
Well, I've now become best friends with the makeup team, and so we are texting a lot, and so that's very exciting. I've received numbers from everyone. No one has responded to my text, but I'm texting everyone, Margot, and also Idris, and also everyone.
And no one's responding. That's
I wanted.
Yeah,
like you got to keep that group text going. Like even if you're the only one, sometimes as I say, they need to know that you're still there.
Yeah. No, I pump out content. As a man who has used YouTube before, like I do have a weekly upload schedule for this group chat.
Yeah,
and so I'm posting a lot of content on it. And as I said, no reply yet, but finger crossed for David Dastmalchian.
Let me ask you this though. I know that Idris is a DJ. I know that you are a DJ. You make music.
Yes.
At any point, do you broach that to Idris? Do you go like, "Hey, we're here. Do we want to make some music? Could you make a track for the movie?"
Well, it's this is very much the IMDb star meter question. So I'm waiting for my number to hit the triple digits, and when it does this, then I will make this call. But until then, not yet. We're waiting. I need another Hans Gruber Die Hard reboot where I play Hans Gruber to kick in, and then just something else confusing, a German James Bond.
By the way, I like that, and I will tell you that you didn't know that I had this plan, but I did make this up for you. I thought, look, we could talk about ways to get you. We now know that this character is going to become beloved. I had you as a John McClane character, but now you kind of pitched a better version of it. But there it is.
Yeah, the Hans Gruber character should take over the sequel.
I mean, I had a couple of these built for you.
Yes.
I had this
Send
one.
me these.
Oh my God, Paul,
my
these
God.
are great. You got to send these to Flula.
And
Flula, you got to send these around town.
We're gonna check every outhouse, doghouse, and hen house, and we're gonna find that Chaplin. Oh, these are so great. Please send me these.
I will send you them. I will. I was gonna say but you are working on some new music with Reggie. I saw you and Reggie Watts were working on something. I love Reggie. We love Reggie.
Yes.
And can you even tease a little bit about that? What you guys are doing?
Oh yeah, it comes out tomorrow. So I decided to just make an album about the Suicide Squad for not all of them, many of the members. And of course, my member Javelin, I know member has doubled because of could mean a penis, but I mean like I'm a member. It's Javelin. So sorry, the first song is Javelin.
Yeah.
And Reggie Watts is you got it. Right?
I just got it. And when you said it, I didn't get it. Now I got it.
But then yeah, ding dong, So anyway, okay. So Jane Chaplin is the name of the song, and Reggie Watts is playing all of the vocals in this because he has a better, as we know, some nice pipettes. So the song tomorrow is called Javelin. It's coming out. It's an inspiration. Do you guys know CNC Music Factory?
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Got to make you sweat. Yeah.
We're
Okay.
gonna make you sweat. Yeah. Pause, take a breath, and go for yours on my command. Now here's a dance floor. So this is the inspiration for this album, and so the first song will sound very much like this. I hope this is my dream. So stay tuned tomorrow. It comes out.
Oh, I'm very excited. The movie comes out this weekend as well.
Yes.
I've seen you doing a lot of press, and I
Can
also
I interrupt
Yeah,
for one
please.
second with terrible news, Flula? I have a
Yes.
child that I need to
Oh.
put to sleep, so I
my God.
have to leave the show. So
my
at
God.
Put
this,
to sleep? What does
Yeah.
this mean?
oh no,
I know. Don't question at all.
it's not that. I'm not going to execute my child or anything like
Oh,
that.
now you said
Okay.
it, so it seems weird.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
Now
not
it's
going
weird.
to. I'm definitely not going to. I'm just going
Okay.
to
Okay.
put her gently down to sleep. But I love
Okay.
seeing you, and congratulations on the movie, and keep going with the show.
Wow. Okay, there you go. It's
Good.
gone.
Good.
Well, now it's just us. Now we can really get into it. Now we
Well,
can
hello.
break it
Oh
down.
man, finally. Let's go. Let's
Now
go,
we can
Paul.
go.
Let's do it.
I just have to wonder. I had
Yeah.
done one thing for Marvel, and the press that they kind of
Yes.
put you through is intense, right? Because you
Yes.
realize that there's a group of people out there that we all do great stuff. We've all been doing great stuff, but it's a different level of things. And you are on. I mean, I imagine you have been on with some of the most bizarre. Like you don't even know where you are at a certain point. Like I feel like I did so many interviews. I'm like, what is happening? Was there one out there that you can remember that you were like, this wasn't it? Not that it was bad, but it was just like they're going off book or anything like that. Because I also imagine like, yeah, I don't know. I want to hear what that experience is like on a movie like this.
Well, it's very similar as you said, and so also I love to do too many things at one time. So
Yeah.
I very much enter this world of what's happening. Interview number 40 has occurred, and the problem is, Paul, as you can hear, I'm German, so like if you are not speaking like American English, then it can get very confusing very fast. So what is the problem is when Europeans are speaking now, I'm speaking English and they are speaking English. So it's like two ships, they're not even passing in the night. They never passed. One of them sank and the other one was abducted by an alien. And this is what these interviews can be like.
It's just like going through like the Bermuda Triangle. You don't know. You both have entered in, but who's coming out? We don't know.
Well, But one thing, Paul, is true is, so we are this. Maybe this was with you as well. There's like someone that's like a timekeeper,
Yes.
It was like, okay, 4 minutes. So sometimes it's like a boxer. You're like, I just need to survive this round. You punch me in the face a few times. Just hit me now, Riddick Bowe, and then we know in 90 seconds it's something next.
Right. You can sit down, you could take a breather, and you could go. Like there is that mentality, and sometimes you can run the clock too. So if someone asks you a question, you could be like, all right, I can take 4 minutes and answer what my exercise routine was. just to get out
absolutely. Of it. Yeah, and I can just show them the routine for 8 minutes, and then we're done. Yes.
Yeah. But I'm so excited for you. Only because I think you are just one of the funniest people. You make me laugh so hard, and I also feel like I have not seen the movie. I can't wait to see the movie. People love the movie, but I feel like you were allowed to be like no one was trying to put you in a box a little bit. Or did you feel that? Or
well, this was my first experience with a comic book film, but also with James. Maybe more important with James Gunn. I got a sense they hired me, because they've seen me do things, and then they're like, this is the character. Now go inside this bucket and do anything you want inside this bucket. And that's what I did. It was very, very fun. Now, look, I did a lot of improv and things, but all of this was on the cutting room of the floors, But Paul, I think part of this is like, if we do the stupid things, then he will go and actually do better better delivery with the real words.
Yeah, well, look, and that I will say, I've held grudges. I've held grudges in things. On the League, we would improvise large scenes, and then you would see the scene, and almost all of it is intact except for like one or two of the things that you improvised. You're like, wait a second, that's good. I did a good thing.
Well, okay, Paul, explain to me then. Does this make you decide? Screw it, no more improvs, or what does this do to your brain?
I've been as you have been too, I imagine, like you've been on the other side of the camera, you've been in the editing room, you know that certain things have to go. And I think sometimes, I truly believe it, like you say something funny and it will distract from either the main plot line of it, or you become the most interesting person in the room, which, like we all know, when you got some other big people in there, you can't be that. You maybe get 1 or 2 shots of that, but you can't be that person in every scene. You got, like, that's it. It's like camera's got to get off you. We're done.
I have to. Well, this is exactly it. So, Paul, I've decided every project I want to be like not the king, but like the prince of the blooper reel.
Yes,
this is really my goal. That's my goal. I don't need to be number 1, just number 3 on the bloopers.
And by the way, I may have told the story before on here, but my wife gave me such a talking to because on the League blooper reel, I love improvising. I love having a good time with people. But when I'm in a scene, and not that I'm like Daniel Day-Lewis, but when I'm in a scene, I don't often like crack up. I just don't like. It's not like built.
Break.
I don't break, and so something would be going on. And a lot of the times I'm trying to not remember, but stay in it because I know like the break will go and we're just going to kind of roll. So we were on this blooper reel and everyone's cracking up and everything. It's all a lot of laughs, which is, whatever on a blooper reel. It's just like, well, they're having fun. I want to hear the jokes. But it was just me being stone-faced in all of it. Everyone laughing around me. And I was this island and June was like, you need to fucking laugh. Like I go, but I'm not laughing. I enjoy this. I'm just not there. And she's like, do it. So now I fake, and when I see people breaking, I intentionally break. And I've made more blooper reels because I am now almost performative in my blooper reeling.
That is funny. This is true.
This is true because I just I'm not in that mindset. I mean, we both work in comedy and especially like live comedy and we're trying to be in the bit or whatever the thing is. So I'm not whatever, not to say that I'm not whatever. There's nothing great about me. It's just the way my mentality. And so now when I see people breaking up, I go, oh yeah, oh.
I mean, this does sound, just so you know, it sounds like you are a sociopath a little bit.
Yes, it is.
Which is fine.
I was at least told to be a sociopath. Like if left to my own devices, I would have just been myself. I would have been like, fine.
Yes.
But she's like, you gotta look like you're having fun out there. And I was like, I will.
Yeah.
I will.
But man, no, I like watching an assassin work. Like, I like it when you like that, man. To me, okay, look, wait, Paul, do you like sports? No, you do. I've seen you at
fitness
love
sports,
games.
Yeah. Yes, I'm a big basketball guy. Yeah.
Me as well. So I love, so there's like a very popular clip, everyone will leave now, but it's like, I think it's like maybe 2019, 98 something. Larry Bird is the head coach of the Pacers. And a crazy play occurs. It's the most crazy play that has occurred in months. And if you look at Larry Bird's face, it's like he has just ordered tacos. Like it's just could not be. It does not care. And it's a classic. Or like Kawhi Leonard, to use a clip.
That's what I was saying. Kawhi Leonard does that too. He made a dunk in the playoffs that was like a monster dunk. It was like nothing, no excitement, boom. And that I'm impressed by that sometimes. But as a fan, sometimes you want people to be like, oh, like you want that like fist pumping, that whatever it is, the shooting, whatever you do. But I also respect it. Like I respect like people make fun of Kawhi because he's so stone faced, but it is like what's going on there. Their brain is like it's like a machine. It's like,
dude. To me, I think this messes with the brain more than anything. If you see this person is not so, for example, like Viola Davis plays Amanda Waller in this film, and it is just she's like in a way like a Kawhi Leonard style, like nothing will faze this person, this character in this film, and I'm magnetized to this. So I want to see all the bloopers where you are not laughing. This is actually what I want to see.
Well, look, I will say that Steve Agee was talking about her as well and saying that he was so nervous because he has to do all these scenes with her, and he was like, oh, she hates me. And then it was like, oh, she's so incredibly funny and down to earth, but when she's working, she's like, bam.
Oh yes.
It is an intense
I love
thing.
This.
It is. It's like it's and it's just a different mentality. I work with Don Cheadle, who again is another hilariously funny, personable guy. But when he is in it, it's like,
Nope.
that's it. There's no like, haha. I will tell you the only time I broke was
For real, bro. A real break.
A real break.
Okay.
I did this movie with Nicolas Cage, and it was an experience. It was amazing. I have such respect for him as an actor, because I think a lot of people give him a bad kind of thing, like, oh, he doesn't care. He's like phoning in. None of that is true. He is working very hard. What the product is may not be, but he's achieving that product through work, whatever. So take it, whatever that means, you know? So he did this scene where we fall asleep. We're in Vegas. We fall asleep and he's trying to wake me up. And when I didn't know how he was going to wake me up. We were all in bed together. Like we're all laying in bed together, and he wakes me up, and it was being woken up by the Nicolas Cage of movies, like the insane, the rage Cage. Like, and so I woke up to this man from the movies in my face doing the thing that he does. And I was like losing. I had to hold it in. I was like, I tried to change my laughter into like, I turned my face away, kind of shoved in the pellet. I go, get it the fuck out of here. But it was, I was not prepared. I was not prepared for Rage Cage, like 5 inches away from my face. And it wasn't, he wasn't being funny. He was being serious, which made it worse, because I was like, it was too intense.
Well, that's the best part, because you definitely shouldn't be laughing, and it's he's not joking. He's not trying to be. That's when it's the funniest.
That's the holy shit. That to me, I was like, and it's like, because it's just like, wow, you are going for it, and I see it, and it's like, and then I'm like, and I'm a shitty actor because now I'm not in it at all. I'm in it like as an audience member, going like, oh
yeah. Okay, I need two questions. What is the movie, and is the scene in it? I know that they use the scene where you pretend to not break.
Yes. The movie is called Army of One. It was directed by Larry Charles, based on a true story about a contractor who decided he was going to go and find Osama bin Laden. And even though he had no experience in that, he was just a housing contractor in like Colorado.
Oh my God.
And if there's a clip, I will send you this because it's pretty great.
Please.
He was on David Letterman. The real guy was on David Letterman. And he's just a very out of shape older man with kidney dialysis. Like he has those needs as well. And he set off to find Osama by getting on a boat off the coast of California. That was his entryway, and he washed back up on shore in Mexico. That was his first attempt. It's a wild, wild story. The scene where he wakes us up in Vegas had been incredibly shortened. And I believe there might be a clip of it. I have to rewatch it now, but it's in the Vegas section. My gut is it might have been cut out. But the only pride I take is that I got through the take without breaking the take, because he was a guy that if I called cut or if I broke a take, I would feel terrible. Like I once improvised with him and he got upset with something I said about his character, and he wanted to make sure that that wasn't in the movie because he felt like that painted his character in a way that he did not want to be painted.
Wow. So
that was interesting. So he was very committed to the character and the role, and what I was improvising was laying down some past history that he did not want in. So that was when he called cut. It wasn't like that was a bad improv. It was like, I don't think that's right. I'm going to tell you
my character doesn't like the blueberry glazed Krispy Kreme donut or whatever this is.
Yes. It was eggs. It was basically like I said in the movie. I said, yeah, man, look, you're super irresponsible. You're supposed to like watch my dog for a weekend, and you lost my dog. And he did not want to be someone who lost the dog,
who loses dogs. Listen, John Wick had this effect on everyone. Now everyone needs to treat animals well if you're in a movie. It's true.
Amen. Right. We can't be like laying this down on people. Flula, it was amazing to talk to you. I am so excited for you. I cannot wait to hear your song tomorrow. We can find your song. Where can we find it?
Everywhere, Spotify,
everywhere.
all the places. Yeah, just Google Javelin, this or whatever. Type in Javelin. Who cares?
By the way, it's going to be huge. The movie's going to be huge. Like the reviews are insane. People are saying it's the best movie in James's Gunn's career, and he's already made a bunch of great movies. You are great. The cast is great. I'm so excited. I hope that you don't die, but I'm also excited if you do die because that would be kind of fun. All these things can be true.
I'm so excited.
So this is going to be great.
Paul, thank you very much. I'm so glad you invited me on this show. And I have been very excited to be on it, and also that you have invited me on many other things you have done. Thank you very much.
I love it all. I'm going to send you those pictures. Thank you, Flula. We will see you soon. We'll be listening to Javelin tomorrow on Spotify, and we're going to pop up all your socials on here. Bye-bye. Bam. Out. What a great guy. Oh, such a funny dude. And so excited for him. And I can't believe I had that Die Hard thing ready to go. People, it's been a show. It's been a big, big show. We've talked about Magic Restaurants. We have talked to Janet Varney about the 20th anniversary of Sketchfest, which is still going to happen just a year later. And so many great things. I will, I will leave you in just a second, but I want to see any questions from the chat that we want to get into. I know people miss fireplaces. Maybe next weekend I can, I give you a watch. You know what? You want a little fireplace action? I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to change my lighting here to make it more of a fire locale. All right, hold on here. Watch this. This is what I can do now with my fireplacing. Okay, fireplacing, is that a thing? All right. Oh boy, this is tropical brightness. All right, I'm going to answer some questions here. Hi. Thank you all for subscribing today. Wait, where is it? I thought I was gonna be able to do this real quick, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to. I had like a thing where I can just switch off my lights and damn it. Oh, here it is. All right, got it. All right, here's my fire. You want to see fire? All right. Let's see if that works. Ooh, autumn gold. Do we like that? No. Midwinter, Sunday morning, ocean dawn. I want something a little bit more extreme, a little bit more. Here we go. Sunset Savannah. That looks good. All right, there we go. Sunset Savannah. There we go. We're a little bit more lit. All right. Some embers are up. People are here. Jerry O will be back. He is now one of the hosts of The Talk. Jerry O is on The Talk. Maybe we'll get Ed Helms again. Oh, look. Well, now Ed Helms gave me this camera setup and I've upped it. I think I've upped it. And Jason and I will be on to talk about Alone. We're gonna do a Quar chat sometime soon. These are all good questions. I like it all. Egg Helms. All right, we're gonna raid right now. We're gonna raid Planet Scum Live, which we always love them. This is Chris. I'm gonna call it Chris Gethard's Collective, but I don't know if that is true to say. I mean, they are a bunch of great people, not always Chris. And we're going to raid in there. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back next week. Thank you, Flula. Thank you, Janet. Make sure you follow us on social media. Get into the Discord, discord.gg/Paul Scheer. And a big thank you to Molly Reynolds, who always is just the best. We love Molly. And make sure you check out her show, Sleepover, which is great and really, really funny as well. All right, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye for now. Bye-bye.